Welcome to Talk Legal, brought to you by the Young Lawyers section of the Chicago Bar Association. Featuring Hina Arora, Sandra Gavazzi, Karnisha Padilla, Micah Reeves, and yours truly, Jeff Moskowitz, Chair of the YLS. Today, we're very excited here. Today, we have with us Joe Biden, the Democratic nominee for the, wait a minute. Hey, wait a minute. No, we didn't get our first guest. We've got here, it looks like Buzz Aldrin, the first man. That's not, Jen gave me the wrong notes. I'm sorry. Terry. We have third time's the charm. We have Terry Murphy, recently retired executive director of the Chicago Bar Association. Terry, thank you for being on the show. Just so you know, you were my first pick. We didn't even want any of those other guys.
Well, that's quite all right. I mean, Biden and Aldrin are pretty famous people, so to be in their category, not too bad. I'm glad you showed up, Jeff.
I think they want to be in your category. So the question that I know everybody is wondering is Clarence Darrow.
Yes, but Clarence Darrow was a CBA member, one of many notables through the years who've been a member.
Terry, I think we all want to know, that's awesome story, but what was he personally like with you?
I'm not quite that old, so I can't really help you through that one.
We're all wondering who's the most interesting celebrities you met, and then of course, will they come on the show?
Desmond Tutu was a CBA speaker, and Judge Wright and I had dinner with Desmond Tutu and his son-in-law, Mathunzi, and talked him into actually coming to Chicago to speak about the violence among teens and youth in the city.
Terry, in your 146 years as the executive director of the Chicago Bar Association, what's your favorite story?
Wow, that's my personal favorite story is the speakers through the years. Lou Holtz was a phenomenal speaker. Johnny Cochran, following the O.J. Simpson trial. Others, we had Ted Kennedy in. Ted Kennedy came to the CBA building, our new building. And I have to say, the women loved him, absolutely loved him. And a very great speaker. Andrew Young, the great civil rights leader. We had him come in twice.
I have one final question. Honestly, it's a rhtorical one, but obviously, who is the best YLS chair? And I just wanted to say thank you for coming on the show. In all seriousness, it cannot be overstated how much you've done for the association and how the bar would not be half what it is today without your leadership. So thank you.
I'm honored to be on your show, and anytime you'd like to revisit a discussion about anything, give me a call.
Thank you very much, Terry.
Okay, thank you for having me.
Welcome, Judge Mulroy and Maria Protich to the CBA's best game show ever. Now that you've both introduced yourself, let's go ahead and head on to question 1. So to both of you, what is the most important thing a lawyer should do before coming into court in the Daly Center? Now, you've both previously answered this, but I want to see if you can guess each other's answers. So let's see if Judge Mulroy, a Loyola graduate, can guess what Maria Protich, a law student from Loyola, answered. Judge, what do you think Maria had as her answer?
I carefully considered this, knowing that Maria is a wonderful Loyola student of whom we're very proud. And I thought to myself, there's a big difference between federal court and Cook County State Court. In state court, you're very close to the judge. So I said, gosh, maybe putting on deodorant would be the answer she would pick. But I said, no, really that and taking a shower and brushing your hair are all the same. I think Maria probably said make sure you're fully dressed.
All right, let's see what Maria answered. Oh, you got it right, Judge. Great guess. All right, Maria, let's see if you can guess what Judge Mulroy had. What do you think his answer was?
Well, as Judge mentioned, you are pretty close to the judge at the Daily Center. And he did mention putting on deodorant, but he thought I wouldn't put that. But I'm going to guess that that's what Judge put, putting on deodorant.
Putting on deodorant. All right, Judge, let's see what your answer was. Fully dressed. You answered the same thing, but couldn't guess. All right, Maria, let's hope you do better on the second round here.
I'll really try.
Great. All right, question 2 here. What is the worst etiquette faux pas a lawyer can make when appearing in front of a judge? All right, Judge, you're up first. What do you think Maria had?
These questions are so difficult because certainly talking out of turn is, we're taught that from the first day of law school, that we should not argue with the other side, and texting while at the counsel table, your mom and dad told you not to do that. Of course, calling the judge by his or her first name, like Tom or Karen, that'd be a bad thing. But I decided that the worst thing that you can do is forget the name of your client, because your client's going to be sitting next to you, and the client is the one who's paying your bill. So I picked forgetting who's your client.
All right, let's see if you got Maria's answer right. Judge, 2 for 2 here. I don't know how you're doing it. I don't know if you cheated. I don't know if you talked to Maria before this, but good God, you're on a roll. All right, Maria, what do you think Judge's answer was?
I'm going to go with forgetting who your client is.
Same answer. All right, let's see. Amazing,
Oh, we
Maria.
got one.
You did better this time around. Very proud.
I don't.
very proud.
I object to the still shots of me. It looks like
I do too. I can't
Aren't
say
there
they're the
better
most
still
flattering
shots?
of either of us.
I know. I sincerely apologize. It's a little bit difficult through video, so.
That's the problem with live TV, Maria. They shoot you at your worst.
All right, guys, that ends the game show for today. Thanks for participating.
Thank you very much. It was a lot of fun.
Thanks for having us.
No problem.
Karnisha, hi.
Katie?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Alexa, stop. Katie, I'm sorry, I thought I was having a happy hour with the girls tonight. I may have overbooked myself. Did I have you down for our interview today?
Yes, yeah, for today. But that's totally fine. If you need to go, we can reschedule.
No, I got a few minutes. If you have a few minutes, let's just go ahead and get it over with. I don't want to drink alone though. Do you have a glass of wine maybe?
I have one right here. So cheers.
Cheers. Thank you. Katie, it's been so long since I've seen you. I met you right when I believe you were coming down as chair for the Young Lawyers Association for the Chicago Bar, and you introduced me to some more people, and now I've become more involved. Would you mind just giving us a little bit more background into what it is that you do and where you are in your career?
Sure. And I'm so glad that you became more involved with the YLS. They're lucky to have you on board. So I practiced in family law for a little over 10 years before leaving the practice to go back to my law school at DePaul. So I have been at DePaul. It'll be 3 years in November, and I'm the director of the Schiller de Canton Fleck Family Law Center there, and work with all of our family law students in career advising. And I also taught adoption law as an adjunct.
Great. I just want to say that the Family Law Center name is a mouthful, and I'm very impressed that, along with everything else, that you're saying it as fast as you did. I can tell you've been practicing a lot to say that.
It's my elevator pitch.
Are you a Chicago native?
Yes, suburbs.
Okay, good. So we kind of have this ongoing competition thing, and I am not a Chicago native. So I'm from North Carolina, and so everybody wants to tell me what their favorite pizza is and what pizza I should eat and from where and why. And honestly, I'm a fan of pizza in general. North Carolina isn't known for pizza. So right now, my favorite is Giordano's. I don't know if you could see it. So do you have a favorite pizza spot for all of our outer-towners, all of our members everywhere? What do you got?
Yeah, I don't think any Chicagoan kids say no to that question. Everyone has a favorite spot. So I am always a sucker for D'Agostino's.
Okay.
And Recently, I have to tell you this. My family and I just tried a new pizza place in Wicker Park called Paulie G's Pizza. It's on Milwaukee, I believe, or I could be wrong, but it's really good. It's thin crust by the slice, and I hate to say this, it's New York sliced pizza, but it's really good. It's really good.
In times like these, we're going through a pandemic. We are trying to balance most of us are working remotely or at home or studying remotely. What do you do to relax and unwind to make sure that you're taking care of yourself? Or what tips do you have for others that they should also do?
Oh, I recently got into biking. So as nice as the weather has been, I know today it wasn't great, but as much time as I can get outside, I try to do that. If it's by myself or with my kids and my husband, either running, biking, just taking some time to regroup and re-centralize and just take some time for yourself too and your health.
So how do you recommend law students and young attorneys become involved? What is the best way for them to do that?
Oh, goodness. I would say there's so many ways to get involved. I would say do what you like. Follow your heart. If you like to do community service, volunteer at a service event. There's opportunities, even though we're not in person right now, there's opportunities to still volunteer and give back to the community. That's how I first got involved with the YLS and the CBA. If you like to network, go to a social, go to a committee meeting, meet people who are within your practice area if you want to talk to them, or even outside your practice area. It depends on what you like and what you're comfortable with, but take a look, see what you like, and just jump right in.
As former chair of the YLS, is there anything that you would like for young lawyers and law students to really know? One key takeaway, if you didn't give them another piece of advice.
I would say reach out because people want to help. They want to give back. They know what it's like to be a law student, to be a young attorney. So don't be afraid to reach out to someone who's even, they don't have to be so much older, but just someone who has experience and, you want to learn from them, because that's how you get better, is by constantly learning and asking people, talking to people, seeing what's out there and seeing how to be a good attorney. So I would say don't be afraid, reach out, make those connections. So take a look, see what you like, and just jump right in.
Great. I think it's very important to get involved. I wish I would have done it sooner. I definitely encourage it. I think that you meet great people. I would have never met you, Katie, if I hadn't come along at the right time. And I think that you've given me some great tips and you've been there, and I really appreciate you being on. Maybe we can do our own happy hour at another time, and it would be great to reconnect again.
Sounds good. I'd love that. It's great talking to you. Thank you for having me on.
This is attorney Micah Taylor Reeves, and you're watching Talk Legal, the Chicago Bar Association Young Lawyer section. In this week's wellness segment, I had the opportunity to zoom in with health and wellness guru, the Honorable Judge K. Marie Hanlon, to discover what she's been doing during the pandemic and 8-hour Zoom mediations to stay focused, fit, and, well, sane. Here's what she had to say.
We're talking wellness, so I thought it would be good to talk with you about wellness because I know how fit you like to stay and I know how crazy busy your schedule is. So it'd be nice to have some tips from you as to what to do to stay fit and sane during the pandemic and crazy work schedules.
Sure. We've all heard that saying, work hard, play hard. And I think that finding the balance is really key. It's a little bit more difficult now in these days of Zoom, but in some regards, it's easier. So you have to take time away from your work schedule to do some things for you. And no matter what that is, you have to find the balance.
What kind of activities do you like to do just to keep balance in your life?
Well, I'm a morning person. So typically I don't start doing my arbitrations, mediations until 8:30 or 9 in the morning. So we'll take this morning, for example, on Wellness Wednesday. I am now training with the Blackhawks trainer out of Fifth Third Bank, and we're doing it all by Zoom. So you can log on at 6:30 in the morning, and it's agility and balance and strength, and it's 1 hour out of your morning. So by 7:30, you're completely done. and then you have time to get ready for your day. I just find that when I'm doing an 8-hour Zoom mediation, it really helps me to get into the mindset, the relaxation, the concentration that it takes to be a good mediator by doing something like that in the morning for myself before we sit down and start.
I love that. Yeah.
Absolutely, without a doubt.
Any last tips you think you want to give to share with young lawyers out there who are stressed out?
Well, I just want to say everyone is doing an excellent job. I know that there's a high degree of stress about moving cases. I hear that on a daily basis when I'm mediating. You know, everybody's doing their best. And I think that as young lawyers, you know, we're all out there and we're doing what we can do to make the system move along. And I really just want to stress that you need to take care of you. No matter what your other roles are in life, besides being a lawyer, and we all have them. We all have people that are relying on us, and especially now during this pandemic. So take the time to be good to yourself, no matter what that is. Do it for you.
Thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Have you ever thought about being on a reality TV show? Have you ever wondered how your law practice would be affected if you did? Well, join me on our new show called Talk Legal for an exclusive interview with Shekhar J. Rahman from this popular Netflix show called Indian Matchmaking. Hi everyone, my name is Hina Aurora. I'm a special project coordinator with the Chicago Bar Association, the Young Lawyers section. Professionally, I am an assistant state's attorney with the Cook County State's Attorney's Office. And welcome to our show, Talk Legal. We are very fortunate to have someone very popular here with us today. He lives in the Chicagoland area and he practices here. He owns his own practice as well. Shekhar J. Rahman.
Hi, nice to meet you. Thanks, Nina.
We're so fortunate to have you on our show, Shekhar. Thank you so
you.
much for taking the time to speak with us.
I appreciate it.
So for all our viewers here today, we want to know, what type of law do you practice?
So now I do mostly estate planning, civil, commercial litigation, and mostly business law.
And where is your practice?
I've got 2 offices, one here in Grant Park and then one in Oak Brook. So,
and how long have you had them?
The Grant Park office has been around about 2.5 years, and then Oak Brook is about like 2 years, about a year and a half to 2 years.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. So how has being on such a popular show on Netflix really changed your life as a lawyer?
It has been the biggest gift. Honestly, I mean, just not like as a lawyer, but like professionally, personally, everything. It's been such a gift and such a privilege. So I get recognized everywhere I go, even by like opposing counsel. So like, it's kind of cool. So yeah.
Have any judges recognized you yet?
1 or 2, but like not during the proceedings, but afterwards. Yeah, and definitely like opposing counsel. I remember we were talking about our matter, and then after we're done talking about matter, she was like, can I ask you a question? I was like, yeah. She's like, were you on that show Indian Matchmaking? And I was like, yeah. She's like, I knew it. Even while I was watching the show, I got an email from you, and it was just so crazy. So, yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, it was cool.
So, has your client intake gone up also since the show?
Yeah, so like it's been twofold. I think I mentioned this to you before. Like I've definitely gotten some cool clients out of the process. I've definitely had like girls call the office pretending to have emergencies so that they could talk to me, and my office thinks it's hilarious. So that's been kind of difficult to screen out.
That must be awkward.
Yeah.
So, being part of the Young Lawyers section, is there any piece of advice you would love to give us, and what would it be?
I think what's helped me get through, like my clerkship and now my practice is just to remember why we're in this, and to just remain passionate and vigilant, and just make sure that you remind yourself we remind ourselves that we're all in this to serve other people, and it's a privilege. And there's going to be tough days. There's probably more tough days than not, but the end goal and the big picture is to help people, and so and we're all doing that every single day. So.
Well said, Shekhar. Thank you so much for being on our little show today.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.